So as we go on, I'll introduce now Patricia. She's a STEM educator at Georges River College in Hurstville in New South Wales. And Patricia is going to be talking about the way she and her students have been using KaiSclan. It's a collaborative robotics system. KaiSclan is a DLTV industry partner, and it's been exciting for us because we've sort of seen it gradually develop as the people from KaiSclan have brought it along to our conferences each year, and we've gradually seen it develop, and it's terrific now to see that it's being used in classrooms and the things that are being done with it. So really excited with this. So thanks, Patricia, and take it away.
Thank you. Good afternoon, educators, attendees and guests. My name is Patricia Kazouris, and I'll be presenting the collaborative online coding with KaiSclan. We have been working with KaiSclan for about 8 months at my previous school, and have been continuing at my current school, which is GRC Hurstville Boys Campus. And we have been simulating real-life events that students can relate to. And the event that we are simulating today is the fires at the South Coast. Fires at the South Coast and KaiSclan robots actually tick off a lot of the syllabus outcomes from stage 3 and stage 4. But you can use the KaiSclan robots from kindergarten till year 12. There's a lot of cross-collaboration, and there's a lot of cross-curricular outcomes that are met by using the KaiSclan. So we use the KaiSclan with inquiry-based and project-based learning, and in the background we are actually interpreting data, we are talking about digital systems and networks, and we are designing digital solutions. The cross-curricular links are with English. Subjects like English can use KaiSclan by role-playing. There is like a text feature where if they pick up a movie like Harry Potter, or they pick up a play, Romeo and Juliet of Shakespeare, they are able to pick up a scene, they are able to use 2 robots or how many actors are in that scene, and they're able to communicate with each other. So there's not only literacy through the traditional ways, but there's also literacy through coding that are being ticked off. As I said, we base our KaiSclan real-life scenarios on inquiry-based learning and project-based learning, and the inquiry that students had to research, like they inquired about the fires at the South Coast. So we looked at different online news articles on the fires at the South Coast, and a lot of students were affected by it. And these little robots, these little cute robots, actually evoked a lot of empathy towards this scenario. So as students were quite concerned about the fires at the South Coast, about the kangaroos and their feet being burnt, fire trucks and a lot of humans could not go to rescue them because of the high temperatures, and their lives would have been at risk. So KaiSclan robots came to the rescue. The big question that we asked our students, and students asked themselves, were how can we save the kangaroos from the bushfires without human lives being at risk? And the way students modelled this and simulated this was on the KaiSclan mats that come with the actual kits. And as you can see here, I've got the rescue fire mat, and students had to actually sit down, look at the coordinates, write the pseudocode and the algorithms for the different robots. We've got a kit of 4, and we've also got a kit of 12. So you can use as many robots as you like on the mat, as long as they've got a role to play and the timing is efficient. In this situation, we had Robot 1 as the fire brigade, we had Robot 2 as the kangaroo, Robot 3 as the ambulance, we had Robot 4, which was a QR code, and on the mat through augmented reality, it stood out as fire, so that was the avatar on the mat. you can't really physically see it, but through your device, you are able to see the fire. And then we had the fire station, which was another student that acted out the fire station. So here you can see students working on identifying the problem, defining it, researching a bit about the scenario, planning how they're going to rescue these animals, producing the code, implementing the code, and testing and evaluating. And the brilliant thing about Sandbox and the brilliant thing about KaiSclan and the MAT is that it uses a neural network. So it's taken all the robotics to the next level. Students are familiar with Minecraft, but now they are familiar with KaiSclan and the Sandbox, which produces similar graphics. Students can create those graphics in Tinkercad and even in Minecraft, and they can import them into the KaiSclan software, which is cloud-based. Students are familiar with, your Scratch, your block-based coding. You've got your robot Kangaroo here that is actually fighting the fires, trying to get away from it. And we use sensors in a way that show that response. So we might have tormented sound, or we might have the grippers opening and closing to get rid of the fires. But unfortunately, the Kangaroo could not save itself. So that's where the fire truck comes in, grabs some water from the bridge and goes to try and help the Kangaroo, tries to put out the fire, sends a message to the ambulance. The ambulance comes along, takes the Kangaroo to the triage to get some help, to get rescued. And of course, the fire station is one to coordinate all this. So that's person number 5. For all these resources, for all teachers across Australia and overseas, we do have, KaiSclan has a YouTube video that mentions a lot of tutorials and a lot of information about the Sandbox and the sensors, where everybody can go and educate themselves as to how they can code these lovely KaiSclan robots to carry out a mission. For the New South Wales teachers, we've got STEM T4L, our learning library, where there, again, you have a lot of tutorials and my case study with my code. If you would like to use it as a demonstration, use it as a learning activity before students go independently and create their own real-life scenario and code it. So this is a great demonstration of my code in action. So this is the mat, and there's a QR code there, and that QR code actually shows the fire. So with a press of a button, the fire truck goes to the bridge, grabs some water from the river, follows its path, the fire station sends the alert to the ambulance to go and rescue the Kangaroo. So as you can see, the Kangaroo is trapped. And then with the code here, it's basically that the Kangaroo follows the ambulance back to the triage. There is a bit of a time delay here. In real time, when the students are engaged in this activity, you could see how the Kangaroo follows the ambulance. So the STEAM Toolbox offers virtual reality, Internet of Things, which is data logging. It could measure the temperature of the area where the bushfires are taking place. It's a multiplayer coding platform, so you can have up to, well, there's kits of 12. You can buy kits of 22. You can have the whole class coding a scenario. There's augmented reality, as you can see with the sandbox, and of course, artificial intelligence with your multiple sensors. Absolutely, Greg. You can cover a lot of scenarios up to year 10. Yes, because we've also got in science the Mars mats. So there's a lot of like missions on Mars that they can create, or there's also another mat that you can create your own scenario as well for modelling and simulation in IST. Correct. And in iSTEM. So when you're creating your robot avatars, as I said, you can use Minecraft or Tinkercad, and that is another STEM or STEAM software that you can incorporate. So it's maximum use of a lot of resources here. Students are always very engaged with augmented reality. From very, very young, from the age of 2 to 3, they played Minecraft, and this is like a step up from that, where they're actually not only physically seeing the robots on the map, but they're also seeing the virtual reality of the scenario unfolding. A really good feature in Year 10 as well is the data logging, not only in Year 10, but as you can see here with the moisture sensor. At my first years of teaching STEAM and STEM, I used to buy a lot of microcontrollers, you know, the microbits, Arduinos, Ecoduinos for the self-watering. I don't really need to do that anymore because with my Kaizen robots, I actually can teach digital technologies Year 7 with a self-watering plant and agri-food by coding the sensors with the Kaizen and for agri-food reasons as well. So there's another cross, let's say, curricular in tech mandatory. So you're ticking a lot of boxes there. As you can see here on the Kaizen website, there are different scenarios that other educators and other students have put together, and my one is obviously the fire rescue one at my right hand. But there are many, many, many scenarios, even the COVID, like there's a COVID one here. That's my next scenario that I'm going to work with my students. And I'm going to print off with my 3D printers. You know, I'm going to do the supermarket situation. I'm going to print off some tins of beans, how we were restricted to just the one, or I'm going to get the robots to actually collect all the products and all the food that we need so that we don't spread the virus or we don't get infected. So students can work with that scenario. As you can see, there are a lot of benefits for educators by using Kaizen and the sandbox and the multi-platform, multi-collaborative tools. It's cross-curricular. You can integrate it with many, many lessons. It's real-time collaboration between students of the same school and other schools. It's aligned with a curriculum from kindergarten up to year 12, you can say, if you're doing software design and development. And as I said, online multiplayer platform and a lot of virtual worlds, which are very, very engaging with the maths for our students. All in one, absolutely. So there are different kits at the moment and different specials that are happening. You can buy a kit of 12 or a kit of 24. At the moment, there's a free booster pack that's been given out. So if you're really interested in scoring another 4 robots, another mini kit with, you know, the kit that you want to purchase, go ahead and do it with Bruce and Ronelle. I know that, you know, robots can get expensive and they're being quite generous in actually putting in a kit of, you know, 4, because that's about $500, $600 there. And with all this, Ronelle and Bruce are giving out a prize. So in the chat room, if you'd like, can you please write out the main features that really stood out with the Kaizen robots? You might be the lucky winner. How are we going with the chat room?
Just a couple of questions myself, because I have had a quick demo of it too. In the current context, particularly teachers in Victoria, but who knows over the next 12 months until we have a vaccine for COVID. Do you think that this is something like, it seems to me like it would lend itself to remote learning?
Absolutely.
In the sense that, the robots could be in the classroom and you could have a camera, like the teacher could have a camera on those, but then the students could still be coding them and seeing what happens remotely.
Absolutely. Because they're based on a neural network, so what happens is you've got to have like an iPhone or an Android that is focusing on the mat. And if the teacher is in the classroom, the teacher can also monitor what the students are doing as well. So I thought that was a pretty intelligent feature. But if you have the robots in the classroom and students have logged on from their houses or from whichever country they like, because it's just a QR code that they have to scan, or they've already got their accounts with the software, so that they just join my classroom and they can actually code their robot from, the comfort of their living room or their own home.
Mm.
Absolutely, Nadine. It is a fantastic, intelligent feature that it does have augmented and virtual reality features. It really, really immerses. It's got that immersive sort of feature element to it. So students find it quite engaging. They love it. Mm-hmm. Yes, it is. It's compatible with Tinkercad and Minecraft. And you can customize the mats. There is a customized mat that you can create whatever you want on there. There's one with, your palaces and your knights, and you can use it for history as well. Yes.
One of the features that I saw in the demo too, which I thought was kind of cool, was that you can actually communicate with microbits through it as well. Like you can send messages to and from microbits, which is kind of a neat. That's one of the big pros of microbits, I think, is that messaging thing. So to be able to take advantage of that and integrate that with these is really a cool feature for those who are familiar with microbits and might have them at their school.
Yeah, so that's like your networks. That's where it relates to the syllabus as well. So you're teaching wireless networks here as well. So it is quite cool, sending messages from one robot to another. Love it. Oh, really good feature. People are agreeing, Nathan.
Yeah, no, it's pretty cool.
Well, thanks very much. Hi, I'm Ronelle, and this is Bruce, and we're from Kai's Clan. So, Patricia, thank you so much. That was awesome. And Nathan and Darren and Kevin, thank you very much for the opportunity. That was really, really cool. So, we've got a couple of questions and a couple of answers came in. So, I think if I go any, mini, miny, mo, Greg Giannis, you will get an LED little badge for participating and answering some questions. So I will get the details from Kevin and then we can send you the badge. But again, if you want to know more, please just email me and we can set up a demo or a training session with you.
They're quite supportive, let me tell you. Congratulations, Greg, and thank you for having me, Nathan and Ronelle and Bruce. I'm just going to continue gamifying with my Kai's Clan on my next real-life scenario. Thank you.